Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. And today I'm continuing my Christmas movie marathon. So because of that, I figured I would review one of the more popular Christmas themed films for the holidays. This one is titled It's a Wonderful Life. And let's talk about the plot of this film.
Of course.
So yeah, I guess I do have to get into this film, folks, for my Christmas movie marathon. So yeah, I'm still continuing it, folks. And of course I have my cup of Joe with me. I have to have it in every review. Well, anyway, folks, the story for this film pretty much centers around this character, this man. He has a family and such. It takes place in New York City on Christmas Eve, where the main character, named George Bailey, he is suicidal. Oh yeah, that got pretty dark. But anyway, prayers for him had reached heaven. And we get to see that this angel, second in class, is assigned to save George in order to gain his wings. To prepare this particular angel, his superior Joseph shows flashbacks of George's life. So in a lot of ways, this film pretty much starts at the end, kind of, and just goes up to the present point. We get to see at the age of 12, George saves his younger brother Harry, who had fallen through the ice on a particular place, causing George the hearing on one of his ears. Later on, he catches a potentially mistake made by his boss, and there's some things that happen, and there's a sudden death of his son. George waits for Henry to graduate from high school and replace him at the family business, the Bailey Brothers Building and Loan. A long time kind of thing does go through, and this is one period of time we see that these characters will go through. And on this particular day, this Christmas kind of thing does play an important part of the overall story. So yeah, folks, I can say this film is really good, and it's definitely one of the best holiday movies to be made. It's definitely a classic, folks, and I wouldn't mind watching this film again. This film is available on DVD and Blu-ray, and I do highly recommend either getting one of the best Christmas films. So yeah, folks, it's definitely a film that's definitely worth your time, and it's definitely one of the best Christmas movies to be made. It's highly enjoyable. Oh yes, indeed. It's a Wonderful Life is a wonderful movie. So yeah, there's also the special edition of this film. I highly recommend it. Get that purchase, folks, for the holidays. And it's a good add-on to your movie collection. The acting is top notch. I like the writing. The writing itself is really good. And this film was actually a box office bomb when it came out. Yeah, it didn't do all that well at the box office. It did really poorly. And yeah, it was just in some ways just kind of heartbreaking because the cost value for this was really high. So yeah, it didn't even break evenly on the budget. Yeah, this film had a big budget, told you. Yeah, this film stars James Stewart, whom had been in some of the Alfred Hitchcock's films like Rear Window and Vertigo, just to name a few. So yeah, this is definitely a good film, folks, if you ask me. It really is. The lead character does play the what if scenario in his head when he requests the angel to see how things would have turned out if he had never been born. And yeah, we get to see another group of flashbacks again, and we see how things would have played out if he had never been born. It did make it rather interesting, and I'm pretty sure that there's been a lot of people that thought the same way. What if they had never been born for one reason or another? So yeah, that does play into this film, folks. I like the music. The music was really nicely done. And I do think this film is pretty good, even though despite the fact that this film was pretty much a major disappointment for the studios. Yeah, the studio that released this film, yeah, it didn't really do all that well, and it was disappointing for them, I guess. But still, folks, I recommend this film anyway because overall, I did like how the acting was, how the music was presenting it. So it did have pretty much a really good story overall, and it did win 5 awards, and one of which was Best Picture. That's pretty cool. And in 1998, it was considered as one of the best films ever made, and and it's also considered as one of the most inspiration American films of all time. And the director of this film had stated that this was his personal favorite film that he had directed, which makes the things pretty interesting, I guess you can say. And the writing itself is pretty good. The dialogue didn't come off cheesy, it didn't come off half baked or anything. So overall, it was really good. Even the dialogue was pretty good in this film, folks. And of course, I do like the fact that when screenwriters actually take effort on making the dialogue. Yes, I know a lot of people out there may just want to dismiss this because, well, it's an old movie. And which is sad because this is definitely a really good film, folks. Um, the thing is, this film was also parodied in many popular. It's a Wonderful Life has been parodied a number of times in many programs, TV shows, or whatnot. And that's pretty interesting if you ask me, but whatever, I guess. So yeah, folks, definitely give this film a chance. It's a really good film. I highly recommend it. Yeah, this film did have some copyright issues at the time. Liberty Films was purchased by Paramount Pictures and remained so until 1951. In 1955, somebody else had purchased the film. This film in particular. This included key rights to the original television segment, the original negative film elements, the musical score, and the film rights to the story, which the film was based on, which was The Greatest Gift, which by the way I've not read, so I can't tell you if it was faithful or not. So yeah, this film did suffer some copyright issues as time went. So there was that. And also in 1993, Republic Pictures, which was the successor to Another Place, had something to do with this. It replied on the 1990 U.S. Supreme Court ruling this kind of thing. So yeah, the rights for this actually went to court and such. So yeah, I got pretty tense when it came to this film. So they were fined for this film as well. And there's also been a colorized version of this film, which by the way I have not seen that version of the film, but there's also been a colorized version of this film. Because the thing is, there was a little situation between the director and somebody else, and they had something to do with this. So, but anyway, so yeah, like I was just saying, folks, I definitely highly recommend this film, and because a lot of the elements was nicely done. It didn't come off cheesy and not repetitive or anything. It didn't come off contrived, thank goodness. I know when it comes to family movies, I know a lot of the time it does come off cheesy with a lot of them, I guess. Thankfully, this one did not. It's a Wonderful Life. This film, it gets an overall rating of an 8.8 out of 10. It gets an 8.8 out of 10 from me. As always, thanks for watching and take care. And happy holidays to everyone. Oh yeah.